Hey guys, what is up? My name is LBC2 from Specs Arena, and today I'll be showing you a couple of things that I've picked up in the past with Autodesk Inventor. Please do like and subscribe. It does make a massive difference. I'm trying to hit 1K subscribers. That would be absolutely lovely. But let's get into it. So first things first, Autodesk Inventor is an American program, so therefore it is in inches. And to change the default of Autodesk Inventor, all you need to do is head over to File, Options, and once you're inside of Options, there's a couple of things I actually do want to recommend. So it's going to be a little bit more than 10 tips. The first things first is this Update Physical Properties and Save. This is a must. You must keep this on, as what this does is every time you save your files, it updates it to the latest version. The weight of the file to the latest version. So let's say, for example, I'm designing this mod, and what ends up happening is I save the file. If this option is unchecked, as it is by default, when you save the file, the mass of the file does not pop up. So if you try and query the weight later, nothing comes through. So if we turn this on, every time we hit save, it just updates the weight of the part. And you must only keep this on for parts only. I don't recommend keeping it on parts and assemblies, as assemblies do have a different way of calculating their mass, as you can actually disable items and have different states in that. But if you guys would like a course on something like that, then please do shout, leave it in the comments, and we can go through that kind of stuff. Then at the very top of here, just got your name, and this will be the name that applies to your title block whenever you save a drawing. And again, if you guys would like to see videos on how to customize title blocks, I am an Inventor professional, and I've written my exams, and yeah, give you guys a lot of tips and a lot of tricks. Then another thing to do over here is the Files tab. Inside the Files tabs over here, we've got Configure Default Template. Inside the Configure Default Template over here, it just tells us about inches and millimeters. And in this case over here, if we set it to millimeters, what that means is every time we create a brand new part, whether it be a part, an assembly, or any other subparts or different types of files that you generate, or Inventor creates automatically, they will be set to millimeters. And the standard that we'll follow is ISO, International Standard Organization. You can say OK to that. It will ask you if you'd like to overwrite those files. And in this case here, you can overwrite them, because all that does is it just deletes the original templates, and then it just adds in our brand new millimeters template. That's perfect. Then the next thing to do over here is the colors. This will be the color of the interface itself. This can actually be adjusted between light mode and dark mode if you've got Inventor 2021. Then other than that, you also have presentation. I do recommend that you leave this on presentation, and the reason being is, yes, the background is white and it can be quite distracting to look at, but the benefit of this is it's got specific colors that mean various things. So a blue line means that that line is missing dimensions. Sorry, it has all the dimensions it needs. A black line is missing dimensions. A yellow line is projected geometry. All that means is you're referencing edges from another item. If you're at a higher skill level, you will understand what I'm saying. If not, don't worry about it. But each line type does mean something in particular. Then other than that, we can basically leave the rest of the application as is. There's one thing that is super annoying with Inventor. It is the zoom behavior. So inside the display tab, you can actually check on this reverse direction. So that just means that when you roll your mouse wheel forward, it actually zooms in, and when you roll it backwards, it actually goes backwards. Instead of the traditional go forward, it goes backwards, it goes forward. That's what you get when you work with a program that has inches. I'm joking. But in this case here, we can just use the application settings as is. And what these application settings are basically the settings for every time you open up a brand new file. I do recommend that you guys make sure that this is on the orthographic mode. So all the lines that you look at are sitting parallel to one another, horizontally, vertically. And the reason you want to do this is it's very good to actually understand the design that you're working with. But if you want to make it look pretty in a render, then you tend to go switch over to perspective mode. But this can be done by right-clicking on the view cube, that cube on the far right-hand side of your screen, and just making sure that that is set to either perspective or orthographic. Generally, that's something we only do once we finish modeling, and we just like to actually take our part and make it look pretty with the rendering options we have within Inventor, for example, Inventor Studio. Then something else we can do over here is we also want to make sure our visual style here is set to shaded with edges. As shaded with edges over here just allows you to see if you have a filleted model, all the corners where the fillet starts, it will create an edge there, and it's just a lot easier for design purposes. And also when you're trying to create planes and stuff like that, it's a lot more intuitive to see where you're clicking. And that's basically that we need to change over here. The rest of the stuff over here can be left as is. There's not much we need to change. We can then just go to Assembly tab and find inside the Assembly tab, we just have got this, there's that noise, audio notification. Oh, here it is. So relationship audio notification. This is that noise you hear every time you constrain something and you know that it's stuck on properly, or the clunk when you mess up your constraints. And if you guys are interested in watching a video about constraints, please do shout. And this is just like a beginner video just to make sure that your Inventor is set up correctly whilst using Autodesk Inventor. Very, very important. So now every time I create a brand new part, I can just click on part over here and it cooks up. SSD for who? And then in this case over here, if I just quickly create a 3D model by going to Start, XYZ plane, and let's say I'm trying to create like this glass over here, then in that case I can just go through, trace out the item, whatever it may look like, and you'll see it's in beautiful millimeters. Absolutely fantastic. I haven't put any dimensions on this. I mean, it's just a very quick model. Throw a revolution on there. Now I've got something like this going. Go through, hit shell, take away the top, change the wall thickness to 0.5 millimeters, pop open the menu, and in this case here I can just add a unique thickness, and I'll pick the bottom faces over here. And what this basically does is if I set this to 10 and say OK, you'll see that the bottom face over here is a lot more shallow than the overall height of the item. If I go over to the View tab, half section view, and in this case here it looked like it was automatically selected. Half section view, run the section through here, say OK, and now you can see the thickness of that part being added. And that is how you can change the shell thickness so that it is unique across the various faces of Autodesk Inventor. Thank you for watching. Hopefully this series does continue and we are able to make a lot more videos in this. I'm decently good at SolidWorks. I use SolidWorks quite a bit. In fact, I do train that as well. I'm just not certified in SolidWorks. But I mean, at the end of the day, if you guys have any modeling questions, then in that case, I can definitely help you out. Thank you for watching. Cheers, cheers. Until next time, enjoy. And please don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.